Well, for those of you that don't know me personally, you can just call me Nine. And for those of you that are ex-Army dinks, you know exactly what that means. My previous video on the Bill Drill 2.0 for the single action revolver was me modifying Bill's drill, known as the Bill Drill version 2, to suit my desire to train to a higher level of competency with my Ruger Blackhawk and 45 Colt. Today I'm coming back. I had enough interest that somebody said you should keep doing that. So here we are, and today I have worked on a drill for myself that is called the No Fail drill. Now this is an adaptation of someone else's drill called the No Fail drill, just modified to suit my requirements for my personal training goals. The No Fail drill that I have put together is a comprehensive drill to develop the correct draw and build accuracy with speed at the same time, as well as practice decision making based on achieving an acceptable sight picture with a consistent trigger press. The choice in the drill is you can choose to pass or not shoot your primary shot from the draw and take a makeup shot to avoid getting a miss or a zero score and a failure. That's how that is designed to be. It is a timed event at multiple distances, providing a graduated classification from D through to A originally. How it's done, the format is start from the draw, two-hand hold, and fire one shot within the allotted time. If you do not achieve an acceptable draw and sight picture, you can choose not to shoot in that allotted time, and I use a shot timer for that. Then you get to make up that shot. You'll be given an additional timed exposure, the same amount of time, to take your shot from the alert position, which is gun up, pointed at just below the target, safety off, finger on the trigger, ready to shoot. You must shoot during the makeup exposure no matter what. If you do not shoot or you miss, it of course equals a failure at that division level. You must achieve all 5 draw shots in order to challenge the next class. And how it gets to the next class is once you're successful at the shortest distance, you back up to the next distance. The way it comes together then, when you look at this, is here's a snapshot for you. Take a good picture of that. You can freeze it, read it, type it, do whatever. So you start at 5 meters, stage 1. You get a 2-second exposure to draw and fire one shot on a AAA target, which for those that don't know, we're going to have a little video about what AAA target means. It's a standard 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. And that's for Division D. If you're successful to do that 5 times in a row in the time allotted without a miss, you are considered a D-class shooter by my personal standards. Then stage 2, you back up to 10 meters. You get 2.5 seconds to repeat the process. 5 more draws, 5 more shots, same target. And if you're successful there, that takes you up to a C division shooter. If you achieve the 5 required hits on target with only 5 exposures, then consider yourself ready to train at the next higher class. If you achieve the minimum required 5 hits in 10 exposures or less, continue training at that level until you're able to do it in 5 exposures. Always remember, anytime any incomplete draw and shoot or makeup shoot is a fail. Any miss of the target is also a fail. Continue to train in that next lower class, or D, the lowest class, if that is your correct class, until you can achieve those goals. And that's the whole point of this, is to give myself a model to self-assess and train around. People say, well, it has to be shot cold. Perfect, shoot it cold. We'll talk about a training version of it using par time on your shot timer as well in today's adventure. All right, so this is what stage 1 of my version of the No Fail drill should look like. Shooting it with my 1911. This is the process that I go through for the self-assessment use of this tool. All right, so 5 meters from the target. Prep my gun. I'm going to unsnap it from the holster. Get my ammunition. I'm going to load and make ready. Now, look at the gun, make sure it's prepped properly to go in the holster. Yes, it is. Look it back into the holster, put it in safely. Always slowly into the holster. And I'm going to set this up. I'm going to start with my hand in the first and final grip mode as opposed to any other position, but you choose what works for you. Then I have my 2-second par time set on my timer. So it would look like this. Prep it to go back in the holster, safe to go in the holster, look it in slow. There we go. Time was 1.60, so it's on target and it's in the time. That's my green light to move forward with my next shot. There we go. Prep it to go in the holster. It's safe to go in the holster. In slow, keep my hand there. 1.60 again. 2 good shots on the target. That's my green light to keep going through the assessment. Prep it to go in the holster. It's good to go. Lock it in slow. Keep my hand there. 1.50 was a little quicker on that one. I rushed it a little bit. I got lots of time. Here we go, shot number 4. It's still a good hit on target. I'm still in the time limit. I'm good to continue with the assessment. Still good on target, 1.75. Prep it to go in the holster. It's safe to go. Look it into the holster. Go in slow. 4 hits on the AAA target means I can continue on. If I do this one more time in the first exposure, then that would be considered a pass. So let's give it a try. Empty gun. Unload. Safe to go in the holster. Holster. That's all 5 shots in the single exposure. So 5 shots, 5 exposures. If there's 5 good hits on the target, which I'm going to show you, then that would be a pass at D division level. So what does 5 good hits on the target look like? Let's do this. There it is. That's a standard AAA target and 5 hits on it in 5 exposures. Means that's a D division pass. Okay, still showing stage 1 again. This time I want to demo the decision making process on how that comes into play, based on the concept that if you draw and you don't get a good grip, good sight picture, you think you're going to miss the target, then choose not to shoot on the initial shot, but you still get a makeup exposure, and how you do that from the alert position and fire the second shot. It does a couple of things for you. It causes you to choose not to shoot if you can't say for sure that your shot is going in the target. And 2, when you shoot the makeup shot, it's under better conditions, so you're reinforcing good habits. That's the concept of it. So I'll do that. We'll do another stage 1. I've patched the first one. We'll do another stage 1, and I'll demonstrate the decision-making process on that concept. Once again, we're at 5 meters. I'm unsnapped. I have 5 rounds of ammunition. We're still at the 2-second time for a draw and shoot, so we'll go from there. And this is somewhat what it should probably look like if you're following through on the process. So I'm going to load and make ready. Prep it for the holster. Safe to go in the holster. Back in the holster slow. Set my timer up. Get ready to make the shot. So, I didn't have a good sight picture. I threw the gun out there. It shook all over the place. I wasn't ready to take the shot, and I was pretty sure it wasn't going in the target. So I simply didn't shoot. Now I'm going to get my second one off. I'm going to be here in the alert position, which is The sights are just below the target. The gun is still out. I'll set up for another 2-second exposure. 2 hands right here. And that's what it should be like. Fire your second shot inside the time limit in the second exposure. Get a good hit. You keep carrying on. We're going to do that again. It's prepped to go in the holster slow. Okay, I'm going to set up my timer. This is my first exposure, second shot. My draw is all so I don't shoot because I don't think I'm going to hit it. So now I get a second exposure. I'm going to come to here. I'm going to set my timer. Get back out on the target, on the trigger, just below. Okay. That's my second one. 2 times I chose not to shoot. Now, if I get 5 hits out of 10 exposures, which we will do, then I can continue training at this level and consider myself a D division shooter, if that makes sense to everybody. So here we go, third exposure. Safe to go in the holster, ease it in, set my timer. Now I'm going to take my, if I get a good sight picture, I'll take my first shot, or my first exposure, I'll take the shot. It was a good sight picture. My time was 1.58, a little left on the target. Okay, but it's a good shot, so I'm still in a D division category as we shoot. Safe to go in the holster. Back in the holster slow. Set the timer. Oh. Stand by. Technical error on my part. Reset the timer. There we go. .63 on the target, still in the time, but I had a good sight picture, so it came out where it went, where it was supposed to go. Safe to go in the holster slow. One more shot, okay? Now, it wasn't a good sight picture, so I'm going to take my makeup shot. I'm going to stay here in the alert position just below the target. Reset my timer. That's all 5 shots. Safe to go in the holster. That's the execution of the decision-making process that you have. If you can tell that it's not going to be a good shot on your draw stroke, on your initial exposure, don't take the shot. Then take the makeup. Get everything right the way it's supposed to be, make a good shot, carry on. If you can do it in 10 exposures, it's still considered a pass, but your mission then would be to train at that distance, at that level, to work inside that time frame. In this case, 5 meters, 2-second draw, shoot the target, stay in that until you can do it in 5 exposures. Then consider yourself as a graduate and move to the next class. And the next class would be back 5 meters, same target. 10 meters, 2.5 seconds, same target. Just in case you're wondering, yes, there is 5 hits on the target. That would be considered a pass. Okay, so still in the no-fail drill, we're going to stage 2, which we backed up to 10 meters. No fancy camera tricks. I've adjusted the par time to 2.5 seconds. So that's the time for stage 2. I'll show you that one more time. Stage 2, 2.5 seconds. Same process as stage 1. It's the same process throughout. Stage 2, if you're successful, would give you a C division category. And it goes up from there. You know, stage 3, 15 meters, B division. Stage 4, 20 meters, A division. And then stage 5, 25 meters, would be the AA division. Get my timer hung on this fancy tactical shirt again. There we go. Okay, and you'll notice that yes, I have changed some equipment. I've changed my belt, I've put my sliders on, I've changed to my favorite gun. I just want to show you that it's not equipment specific, it's not sport specific. It is a skill assessment drill. Okay, that's what it is. Gives you something to look at yourself and say, where do I need to work on and what do I need to work on? Just to show you, it doesn't matter, single action revolver, double action revolver, semi-automatic, center fire, rim fire, I don't care. Pick your poison and train with it and use this as a tool to measure how far along you're getting in these basic mechanical skills. So this is what it'll look like. Come back here, cover off on my target. Yes, I've changed the target too. It's now a sandy colored one instead of an orangey colored one. But this is what it'll look like at stage 2, 10 meters for C division. Now unsnap my favorite gun. Square off to my target. I'm going to do the whole process all over again. So I need 5 rounds. And for those of you that are of the John Wayne type, I'm going to load the cowboy way to get my 5 rounds where I need them. Load 1, skip 1, load number 2, load number 3, load number 4, and load number 5. Close my loading gate, turn and lock the cylinder, verify that it is hammered down on an empty chamber. It is. I'm going to put it back in the holster. It's clear to go in. Okay, that's where it sits. Yes, I've changed my belt. This is a heavier gun. I have a heavier belt for carrying it. So 2.5 seconds, stage 2. So don't rush. You got another half second, okay, which theoretically that's your draw stroke, a half second, if you're in training. That's lots of time. So it'll look like this. If I set up my timer, I'm going to go first and final grip again, set everything up. If you want to do some dry draws, feel free to do so. Dry draws. Okay? See if I can get everything in the picture here. Maybe step over just a little bit. There we go. This is what it's going to look like. First and final grip, beep, out, line up, cock, fire. All right, I think I can pull this off. So this is what stage 2 would look like if you were to challenge stage 2. First and final grip on my gun, running my timer. Yep, stage 2, rushing it right off the bat, a clean miss, which is an automatic failure. Okay, a miss is an automatic failure. What should have happened is I should have made a decision not to make that shot. Okay. In any case, it's training, so we're going to carry on. Time was 1.95 on that. I still had, 0.6 of a second to play with. There's no reason why I should have fired that shot. Okay, we'll do it again. There we go. Safe to go in the holster, walk it back slow, put it in, keep my grip. 1.95, same time, good clean hit on the target. And that's what we're looking for, is have the wherewithal about where your shot's going to go to decide not to pull the trigger in that time frame. Let's try that again. Yeah, made a bad draw. Choose not to shoot. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to set this up, get my 3 seconds, 2.5 seconds, set up, fire the shot, make it a good shot, take advantage of that, make it the correction that you need. It's on the paper, it's inside the time, it's like 5.52. So 2.5 seconds is lots of time. Don't rush it. Safely back in the holster. We'll try that again. It should be shot 4. All good. It's on the target. I think I'm going to have to buy a new timer. This bad boy is getting old because it didn't register the time. We're going to take it as benefit of the doubt goes to the shooter, just like in military competition. So we're going to take it as it's inside the timeline. Should be one more shot now. We'll try it again. On the target. That's the last shot, so we're going to do the unload. Definitely not John Wick or John Wayne today. It's all clear. Safely back in the holster. Strap it down. Don't step on my really expensive brass. All right. The last time was 206, and here we go. Looks like. Four hits. Really nice group. Okay, so there's one off the target. Remember, the first shot was completely off the target. Process being, and yes, that was not a demo. That was me making a bad shot and making a bad decision. That's the whole point of the drill. Teaching yourself to not make the choice to shoot when you shouldn't, and when you do, okay, if you do make that choice, then take the time, make the makeup shot, put everything in place, the last part of it, so you can fire a perfect shot and make sure that that's the last thing you remember. That's the way that drill is designed to go. So in that perspective, that's the end of my time at the range today to show you the demonstration of the no-fail drill in my version. I'll try and write it all. I'm a YouTube newbie, so don't forget that. I'm learning the YouTube process at the same time as I'm trying to share this knowledge with like-minded people. So just bear with me. I'll show the cards again, or I'll put a picture in if I can, so you can copy it down and write it out for yourself. No, I'm not typing it into the computer. I hate sitting at the computer for hours on end, and YouTube is about all that, the energy I can muster to sit at the computer long enough to do that. In any case, I hope this helps you, gives you something to think about, and a reasonable training drill. I know I'm using it, and it's helping me progress significantly with my favorite gun for sure. Not designed for any one specific gun or any one specific sport.